Hello, I'm going to show you guys here how to work on the intro. Let me get my computer set up here. Okay, let's see. It'd be that link. Okay. Okay, so let me go to my paper. All right. So for your guys' paper, you will have a title page. You could name it whatever you'd like. The running head, if you see, I have this because I did it back in 2010. In the most recent updated version of APA, you do not need that. So there's some modifications from the new edition to where from the old to new. You will have an abstract. Um, you will not write this. And you usually it's because this class is different because we're doing the summer and it's fast. But normally you wouldn't write your abstract until you're done doing your analysis because you see here it has what we found in the statistics. So you can't actually write that till the end. So the purpose of what this video is specifically for is for the intro. Now, I will go ahead and convey this in this video. You'll get another post and another video on it separately. But the two, I'll, I'll I'll talk about the two surveys that I used to collect your guys' data. Now, remember, in this class for summer, you're not going to collect data because there's no way that we can do this in 6 weeks without it being very overwhelming. So I went ahead and collected the data for you. You just have to construct a paper together where you have all the sections and you put together the results that we find together. Okay, so this video is just for the intro. Now, meaning I'll make another video for the abstract. The title page that you could say that this is part of that too. So you guys will have a title page. You'll have an abstract and the intro. Okay, so I have how many pages here? One, two, 3 pages, 4 pages roughly. So if you notice the intro, um, it doesn't stop to doesn't break to a new page. You see how the methods section would be the next section here, and it would actually be spaced systematically, meaning it's not on its own page. So just keep an eye on this. And I'm going to make another video for the method section. So this video, like I said, is just for the intro, and the purpose of this is to really the purpose of your introduction is a background, but it's really generating the purpose of why you're doing a study. Like for example, when I did my PhD, I was studying smoking. Now the thing is we're very well aware of how cigarettes are harmful. So I had to convey a story that allowed the reader to know, why am I going to do research with tobacco? What is it that we don't know? Not only that, what is it that's been done? And what are you doing that's going to really contribute to the next step? You have to remember, like, research is incremental, meaning it's built on top of each other. So, in the sense of like, my study is going to influence the next study, and the next study will influence the next study, and on and on and on. Now, the purpose of the introduction is to give a background, but it leads to the hypotheses, right? So, you guys are doing a study on we're examining the relationship between social media use and self-esteem, right? So um the two surveys that I used a survey called the SMUS, which stands for Social Media Use Scale, and the other survey that I used was the Rosenberg Self-Esteem Scale. And so, having said that, I'll make a separate video for that. But these are the two surveys you would talk about within your methods section. But going back to this, so that means you're going to have a page on social media. You'll have a page about self-esteem and also maybe the overlap within a college setting. And then you would have a page on social media use and self-esteem together, really. Like you have them separate. Like, what is social media? Why is it important to study? What is self-esteem? Why is it important to study? How do social media and self-esteem interact? And then if you see here in my paper, it goes from very, 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 very general to very specific, right? If you see here, I'm leading up to the hypothesis. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to, and the thing is this, look it. It's very different because you guys in the real class, like in the real semester, everybody designs their own study. They pick their own surveys, they collect their own data, they do everything on their own. And in this case, you're not because it's too fast. So I really just want you to get the great experience of putting a paper together and the whole process of writing an APA paper. But your introduction is a background section that really leads into your hypothesis, that really leads into the understanding of what you're doing. So if you can read my paper here that I have on the home page, that's labeled, my paper from what I did here back in the day. Just see, I really want you to start constructing that because you're going to generate your hypothesis. What is it that you think you'll find? I'm not going to tell you what I have found yet, right? But you should read the literature, and the papers that you construct are going to lead to your hypothesis based off the literature. The literature is telling you what in reality you should put together. And maybe it's not what you find. And those are the types of things that we would talk about in the discussion section. But your introduction is a background that leads to your hypothesis based off the literature. Okay, so that's what I really want you to start working on now. I want you to start finding papers and writing sections that are the basis of what we're doing here. And like I told you, this is for my other class because I give them surveys here and they pick on which ones they would like to use. But the ones that I used to collect your guys' data for this semester was the social media use scale and the Rosenberg self-esteem scale, which I'll post on the announcement board as well as I'll make another little video on this. Um, but importantly, what I would do if I were you right now is I would really focus on developing an introduction section, and I would have about 3 pages as and including your hypothesis. And then after the intro, it would be your method section. And you'll see on my paper there the sections that you would have for that particular section, little subsections that I will help you fill in on how many participants I collected, the surveys I used, how we collected them. You're going to start constructing that. So if I were you, I'd really try to stay up on top of each section because pretty soon we'll be doing methods next week. And then after that, we'll do the results and then the discussion, and that's it. So that's all I have for you right now. I would really just try to start finding papers, reading papers. What is it self-esteem and social media papers are telling you? What do you think we'll find? Do you think we'll find a correlation, a positive correlation, a negative correlation, no correlation? Like, what is it that you think that we'll find within our study based off of the literature that you're reading? So that's all I have for you right now. It's very simple. Just right now, kind of finding papers and constructing a story. Everybody's going to have their own paper. So, a lot of you will have the same references, which is fine. But it's important to really try to practice on your own constructing this scientific paper. So that's all I have for you right now, and I will continue to make helpful videos. And I hope everyone has a great weekend and night and day and whatever time you see this video. Okay. All right. Have a good one. See ya.